limping around here. Check this guy out. Oh, he's got a messed up leg. Check him out. Check him out. Yep, look at you. Look at you. I hope everybody enjoyed that little video of the trash panda coming around the corner for me when I came to work. What was it, Thursday morning, I think it was. So anyway, I'm going to change it up because, you know, I've got a million hobbies, and I figured might as well start incorporating some more of them into the vlogs that I do on a regular basis. So this right here is something I've been working on, and this is a neck knife, believe it or not. It hangs around your neck, and maybe I'll put it on and demonstrate that here in a minute, maybe not. But basically, this is a Becker bk-11, also known as the Becker Necker. It's not a very big knife, and just a little small neck knife for, you know, camping, utility work, whatever the case may be. And I had did some modifications to it, just because, you know, that's what people do. You always modify everything, whether it's a car or what have you. So the first thing I did is, I don't know if you can see it, maybe a little bit here. If you look right in here, Beck K-Bar, they put this this coating on their knives. I don't remember what it's called, and I'm not going to go dig it up and look it up and figure it out. But I used some easy stripper I got at Walmart, and stripped all the coating off of the blade. I left it on the handle, right here and right here, because I wasn't going to worry about that. But so what I did was stripped all the coating off. And this finish you see, just this was a test, and I've never done this before. You just take yellow mustard, and I used a Q-tip and applied yellow mustard. I don't even think it was name brand. It might have been like Target or Walmart name brand. And you put little dots and draw your design on here, and you let it sit for a couple of 3 minutes, maybe a couple hours, and you rinse it off with water, and that's what you're left with. And so you can get really creative if you're artistic. If you're not artistic like me, you come up with this. So on this side, I just simply just put my initials right here at the end and some crazy little symbols. So so anyway, this is my neck knife. I forget where I left up. I was interrupted. But so you see what you come up with is just whatever you do with that mustard, it shows up on here. And if you want to erase this and start all over again, all you have to do is what I've done. I've taken a paper towel and wrap the blade into it, and just set it in something, let the vinegar, soak it with some vinegar, and it takes the finish right back to the black patina. And you will once again put the mustard on there to get whatever design you want. Now, this handle was wrapped by a guy, Jeff Ferguson. He runs a business, online business called Big Fergs Kordz, and I'll put a link to his stuff in the description. But he did the handle wrap, and he puts some wax on it and everything to keep it stiff from unraveling, and very satisfied with it. He has a lot of paracord items, and hold on, let me get this focused. So he does a lot of paracord work, and I'll show you some more of his products here in a minute. But he's really good, he's quick, and you know, I like to support small businesses here in America when I can. So you know, I try to be thrifty as well, but sometimes I just like to support guys who are trying to make a living doing what they like to do, and this is one of those guys. So this knife is you can refer to it as a survival neck knife, camping, fishing, whatever you want to do. This is just handy to have. And I'll go over all the things that I've decided to put on it here in just a second. Now, this lanyard on it was also made by Jeff, who did this handle. I think that's called I don't know, is that a Turk's head knot? I can't remember what that's called. And So he made that out of 550 paracord, and he actually split it at the end and put this on. And this just really just makes it safe, so if I were to get it hung up on a limb or something, it wouldn't choke me to death. This would actually give way instead of me choking to death. First thing I'll go over is this right here. This is I can't remember the exact model. This is a Night Eyes little flashlight. So let me fix the camera angle and I'll go over this here in just a second. So if you can imagine an egg knife hanging around your neck here like this. I'm wearing my Sink to Planet t-shirt. And so here it is, just hanging, whether you're camping or you're hiking or whatever the case may be, and it gets dark and you need some light. Well, with the way I got this rigged, and this is, again, this is not my idea. There are plenty of videos on YouTube, people doing this, but you see you got a light, so you don't even have to take it out or reach in your pocket for a flashlight. You just reach up and get your neck knife, and you shine the light on, and you can shine some light on whatever it is you need to shine some light on. And it just hangs there. If you need a knife, you know, you pull it out, do your little chore, whatever it is you do, put the knife away. And no harm, no foul. It doesn't get in the way. You can tuck it inside your shirt, and it's right there, and it does a good job. So, alright, so I guess I'll go over what I got on here. We already went over the little Night Eyes thing there, and this green paracord right here is just holding a couple of items on. And this is just a Sun 2 button compass. It's liquid filled, so it's a little better than the ones that are not liquid filled. And it's not designed to stay on here because it is a magnetic compass, and this knife is made out of metal, and it's not going to work too good right there sitting on top of that knife blade. And these are Ranger bands, and all the Ranger band is really, you can buy them, but you can also buy an old bicycle inner tube and cut it into sections, and you've got some Ranger bands. So this Ranger band right here, see, it just simply comes off, and that's all you're left with. It's just an inner tube that's cut up and used for a band. So you can take that off, or just even just snaps, and you can take this right off of the Ranger band, you know, just like that. And you can snap it on a watch band, on a lanyard, on your shirt, or whatever or wherever you might want it. Next thing I have, like I said, was this little light. I have a BSA fire steel under here on this side, and under this one I also have a P38 can opener, and that's a very handy item. If you don't know what a P38 can opener is, I happen to have a few of them, and this is all it is right here. That's what I've always called it. I don't know if that's the technical term for this. They used to include these in the old Army rations, the C rations, because they were in cans, so you needed something to open. And I've had the same one on my keychain since I was a very young man. My father gave me one, and he probably picked them up when he was in Vietnam or elsewhere. But you can still buy them. I don't know if the quality of this is the same as the one I have in my key ring, but they do the job. And once you get the hang of how to use these, they work really well. They work really well. And this is an example. It's got this little hook on the side here, and what you do is, I'm not going to open this can, but if this was a can of soup, you can clip it on the edge of the soup here, and you just work your way around it. It'll open a can like it was cool. I mean, it's easy to use. I'm pretty quick with them, but I've used them many times. So I have that sitting right here, and with that green lanyard coming through there and just wrapped around, it gives me a couple extra feet of paracord there. This Night Eyes little LED light is attached down here, so if it happens to have to pull it out, it's still connected. And this BSA, I can't remember the name of it. It's a piece of fire steel and a striker, and that's right there for fire starting. And right now, that's all I intend to put on here. And you don't want it to get too heavy and too convoluted, because you know you can just keep going with this, and you'll have all kinds of extra things on here that you don't need or never use. So can opener, light, fire, and a compass. So I mean, it's quite a bit of stuff to have on a neck knife, I know. So another thing I want to talk about is this paracord here. Now the paracord that Jeff used when he wrapped my handle, man, this camera does not want to focus. So when you have the camera set for manual focus, it won't focus when you do this right here. So anyway, I got that fixed. So this paracord that I had Jeff wrap my handle with is not your run-of-the-mill paracord. It's not military type 3 nylon, and not 550 cord. although it's made very much the same. It's made by a company called stand by one second, Titan Survival, and so their power, if I could speak English, their survival cord is not made up of just run-of-the-mill fibers, as you can see right here, and I'll go over them here with you. So I've got my phone set up so I can read this. Most 550 cord are type 3 nylon, and the reason it's called 550 cord is military. In the military, it's called type 3 nylon because it's just type 3 nylon. That's what I've always heard it called when I went to Air Assault School there at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. If you called anything other than type 3 nylon, you would be beating your face and getting stronger. So what this stuff, it has 5-6 strands of the silk. It also has a strand of monofilament line right here. I don't know how focus is. It has a strand of monofilament fishing line. If I could get in the camera, I'd be dangerous. So this is monofilament fishing line. I think this is rated at 25-pound test. It also has a strand of waxed jute for making tinder for making a fire, and it also has a strand of brass wire. So it says it's strong, 351 pascals, conductive and non-magnetic. So you can use it to make snares. You can use it as a conductive wire to for electronics. Or whatever the case may be, and it's because of the wire and the fishing line and the jute, as you can see, you put a bend in it, it almost stays there, not like regular paracord. So it's a little bit more expensive, but for what you're getting, it's pretty handy. I also have, talking about the wire, I have a lot of this Vietnam era spools of tripwire, and I've used this in training before. Use this to make tripwires, use it to remote detonate grenades or smoke flares or smoke grenades or whatever the case may be, and it's very easy to use. And I've probably got 10 or 15 spools of this stuff, and the wife likes it too because she uses it for craft projects, and so we both get a kick out of using that stuff. So back to Big Ferg, the guy that did the Paracord stuff for me. Another thing he does, and I use these for fishing, and so these neck lanyards here. And the cool thing about these let's see if I can zoom in up. The cool thing about these neck lanyards is instead of the chain, he has these breakaway things. So if you were to fall on the boat and this were to get hung up on something, it'll snap loose and you won't choke to death hanging off the edge of your kayak. So what I like about these, especially for kayak use, is that you hang this around your neck and you can hang a small pair of pliers, forceps, and your little line snippers, so you don't have to fish around the kayak to try to get them, because in a kayak there's not a lot of mobility. It's not like a big bass boat where you can walk to the other side of the boat and just pick up your tools. In a kayak, that you can have stuff really close by. It makes it more convenient, and the fact that you can attach them to this lanyard around your neck, when you use them, you just let them go and they're hanging there, and they're not going to fall into the water. You're not going to slip out of your hand. If they do, they're just going to be around your neck. But I don't know what all these knots are called, and like I said, Jeff's very good at what he does. And I love the design of these, and he even gave me some skull beads for them, and it's just quality stuff. And you can pick the color of the paracord, and he always makes suggestions. And they come with all the hardware already on there, and yeah, it's just a good idea. And I know a lot of people say, well, you could go online and figure out how to make these yourself. Well, yeah, you could, but you still have to buy these. You have to buy the color paracord you want and everything else, and you're going to have to buy a hank of it. And then, what are you going to do with the leftover if you don't need it? This way, you get what you want, and you don't have to go out and buy and have a bunch of leftover paracord that you may not ever use. And I bought 2 of them. I bought the other one for camping use. And that's the reason that this one is, again, I got the skulls. Like this one's for camping use, and I got it with the blaze orange, so if I drop it in the woods or lay it down in the woods, it'll be easy to find. And it's got some heavier duty carabiners on the end there, and just for whatever else I might need to hang on there, more than just fishing stuff. And he also always sends little extras. like these small little zipper pulls. You always come with some of them in with the order. You know, you just attach these to the zippers on your bag instead of using the paracord pulls that might come with it. And there again, you've got, you know, 8 or 10 feet worth of paracord if you need it. He makes these. This is like a key fob. And then again, so you've got a nice thing to hold your keys on. You can stick that in your pocket. It's light. It's paracord. And there again, I don't know how much paracord's on here. Probably good 20 feet or more. And you know, I like this little. This is a grenade, but it's a little like a keeper. You squeeze it, and you can slide it up and down there. And on this side, they got the loop and where you can attach your key ring. So you got that. The zipper pull, and he also sent me a bunch of samples of some key fobs, some more key fobs, and these are all pretty cool. They've got these metal rings on them, and still, I don't know if that's called a Turk's head knot, or I don't remember. I just have no idea. But yeah, even this one's got the skulls. What's that? I always like, everybody likes skulls, right? Right? Everybody likes skulls. But the key fobs, I mean, these are just samples of what he can do, and you know, I love his work, and he's a great guy, running a small business and working another full-time job like everybody else, trying to make a living. And I like supporting honest people. I mean, it was honest enough that I just sent him my knife in the mail without any kind of assurances in writing that what he was going to do, or that he was even going to ship the knife back. But I trusted the guy, and he sent the knife back and did a great job, and I'm really happy with the product he gave me. Another neck knife I have, I've got 3. I got one that I bought just for utilitarian purposes, but this one I won on one of those eBay giveaways, and this was pretty cool. This is a Opinel, what number is this? Number 9. And they're very simple knives, and this one's the guy that gave it away. I'll put a link in the description where it came from, but he's also treated the knife with a nice patina so it doesn't look all shiny. And these are really nice knives. I mean, they're razor sharp. The blades aren't really super thick, but they're really sharp, and you know, they're locking. So what you do is you turn this collar, as you can see. Now the knife won't open. When you want to close the knife, you just turn this back to there, and as you can see, the knife will close. And you can turn it so it would come open. And this got a nice stain on the handle. And these are fairly inexpensive knives that you can buy on Amazon or elsewhere, but they're very sharp. They're very good knives. They've been around for a long time. And it also came with this custom Kydex sheath. And this had to be made by them. You can't buy these. And the knife just fits in there perfect. And on this side, you've got a piece of fire steel with a fat wood handle, believe it or not. And yeah, this is pretty cool. So this is also for camping, and you know, fire still works with this Opinel knife. I mean, just like it should, you know. Throw a spark, and so there you go. You got camping. You got your fire steel, and you got your knife hanging around your neck with it's an adjustable. I can't remember the names of these knots, so you can adjust this. Now this one does not have a breakaway, so if I fell down and this got hung up on a branch, I would probably choke myself to death. But I hope that I'm not going to be climbing a tree with this hanging out. I try to be pretty safety conscious. But that's some of the cool survival stuff, camping stuff that I've been working on lately. And if you got any questions, or if you want to do your own knife, let me know, and I'll tell you where I get some of my stuff and my products. A little oil there. And have some fun. Go camping. Get out there. Don't be a victim. Go do some survival stuff. Be safe.